Well, Donald Trump sent out a truly deranged Memorial Day post or message on Truth Social, and I want to show that to you, and then I'm going to kind of walk you through the absolutely bonkers social media activity of Trump over the last few hours, I guess, over the course of today. And I also want to compare the Memorial Day message from Trump to that of President Joe Biden. So Memorial Day, a day to honor those who have lost their lives, made that ultimate sacrifice fighting for this country. And Trump took this as an opportunity, you'll never guess, to make it about himself. Now, the first line is what you should say in this type of moment, but then he quickly turns it around and gets into very deranged territory. So let me just read this for you. Happy Memorial Day to all, but especially to those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, absolutely, for the country they love, and to those in, and then that's all. Okay, that's all of the reasonable part. And then now we're already into the absolutely bonkers. And he says, and to those in line of a very different but equally dangerous fire, stopping the threats of the terrorists, misfits, and lunatic thugs, he's talking about himself, who are working feverishly from within to overturn and destroy our once great country, which has never been in greater peril than it is right now. We must stop the communists, Marxists, and fascist pigs at every turn and make America great again. So most of the message is about how he is in an equally dangerous fire as those who have died fighting for the country, because he feels gone after by Marxists and fascists and communists, referring to the left, because he wasn't allowed to steal an election by installing himself president for 4 more years, despite the fact that he lost, because his lies get called out and rejected. He is the biggest victim. Memorial Day is actually about his fight against the communists and the Marxists. That's the deranged. And before I give you more on what's been going on with his Truth Social account today, let me show you what an actual presidential figure is saying on this day. This is President Joe Biden. On Memorial Day, we honor America's fallen heroes who gave their last full measure of devotion to this nation. We'll never be able to repay the debt we owe them. But today we dedicate ourselves to the work for which they gave their lives, and we recommit to supporting the loved ones they left behind. Yes. But Trump went in a very different direction than that. Okay, so then he moves on from his Memorial Day message and apparently is live tweeting or live truthing, as it's called, about Fox and Friends, or about Fox News in the morning, and he's watching DeSantis on TV. You can picture this. He's sitting there with his phone watching DeSantis getting interviewed on Fox News and responding in real time. And I'll show you his response to this clip from Ron DeSantis.
We obviously have a lot in common with Iowa in terms of what Florida's done and what they've done under Governor Kim Reynolds. And I think the groundswell of support has been really, really strong. And, you know, we're going to press the case. I mean, you know, they had mentioned there may be some differences with me and Donald Trump. And I think that those differences redound to my benefit in a place like Iowa. I mean, for example, you know, he's taken the side of Disney in our fight down here in Florida. I'm standing for parents. I'm standing for children. And I think a multi-billion-dollar company that sexualizes children is not consistent with the values of Florida or the values of a place like Iowa.
Governor.
So obviously Disney is not sexualizing children, and he doesn't stand for parents, and he doesn't stand for children, shown by the fact that he's implemented now a law. He signed a law that would take children away. The state would take children away from their parents if they're receiving gender affirming care, not for those family values they pretend to stand for. But Trump responded on Truth Social in real time, saying, Ron DeSanctimonious just stated without correction on Fox and Friends that I was backing Disney. Wrong. Fox should have read my posted truth on Disney, but that's not the game they play. Also, in the polls, I am beating Biden by a lot. Rob isn't. Also, way up on Ron, check out the DeSantis speech at the Trump rally I gave to get him elected. I'll show you what he's referencing there in a moment. Not easy. PS got 1.2 million more votes in Florida than Ron, a little reported fact. As far as polling goes, it's not true that he's leading Biden by a lot in all the polls. There's been some very terrifying, what seem to be outlier polls that show him leading Biden, but most of them have shown Biden leading. And then what he referenced here, this past truth he sent out, he wrote, "A day ago, Disney has become a woke and disgusting shadow of its former self, with people actually hating it. Must go back to what it once was, or the market will do irreparable damage. This all happened during the governorship of Rob DeSanctimonious. Instead of complaining now for publicity reasons only, he should have stopped it long ago. Would have been easy to do, still is." And then he responded, he's having a conversation with himself, I guess, to that, saying, "DeSanctimonious should have read this long ago, posted truth." So I guess he's saying, how dare DeSantis go on Fox News and say I'm standing for Disney when a day ago before this interview I said I was against Disney. And now Trump's stance is, I agree with DeSantis's stance on Disney. I just think he's not effectively fighting back against Disney, and he should have stopped these horrible actions by Disney a long time ago. Again, this entire fear-mongering thing from many of those on the right is not based in reality. Disney's not doing the things they say that Disney is doing. But that's a lot of these controversies these days.
It's a true honor to be standing.
He also posted a clip of a past rally. This looks like from DeSantis' 2018 gubernatorial race, where Trump was campaigning for DeSantis, supporting DeSantis, endorsing him. And DeSantis got up on stage during this Trump rally to provide a supportive message for Trump. And so Trump is, of course, once again highlighting the fact that DeSantis was very pro-Trump, and now he's running against him. Take a look at this past rally moment that Trump posted.
Standing here, endorsed by the President of the United States. I appreciate your support, Mr. President, but I appreciate more the leadership you're showing for our great country.
Okay. All things we've heard before, and as I've said before, it is one of the things I am totally okay with Trump doing to throw back in DeSantis' face the fact that he kissed up to Trump a bunch, because so many Republicans did this, and I want them to suffer the consequences for associating themselves with such a dangerous person like Trump. And now DeSantis wants to identify himself as his own entity, and it's not going very well because of just how supportive and just how much of a bootlicker he was in the past. The very notable example of that was the ad we've gone over multiple times where he's indoctrinating his child to be a Trump supporter. I think that was also in his 2018 gubernatorial campaign, and he's saying, look, we're going to build a wall and make America great again to his little child. And that was a way to signal to the voters, I am another person who will do whatever Trump wants, and I'm fully in line with him. And so then now he doesn't want that anymore. He doesn't want to just be a Trump guy. He wants to be his own guy, but he can't do it. And I'm perfectly fine with the fact that's being thrown back into his face. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get access to the exclusive members only bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That is lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.